Hello again. I am Becca, and this is Rue's Musings, bringing philosophical yoga inquiries to Colorado Springs and beyond. Today I have a task for you to play with your life philosophy. I'm working with a 15-year-old girl, and she's lovely, by the way, and I asked her today, do you know what it is that you most highly value? And she said, no. And number one, if I could have started yoga when I was 15 and started thinking about things in this way when I was 15, holy cow, rock star. So I'm thrilled for her. And when she wrote out her homework, so one of her homework assignments is to think about what she most highly values. And she wrote it down and she showed it to me and she said, what's most important to me? So first I just want us to think about how different those two questions feel. To me they feel totally different. If someone came to me and said, hey, what's most important to me? I have sort of kind of like rote answers, some of which come from society and my upbringing and those types of things. But if you ask me what I most deeply value, it stirs a different place inside of me. Something else comes up. So I think it's interesting that all of us are living in these bodies and we don't know the answer to that question. What do you most deeply value? So I have a task for you to do. I want you to get out 3 to 5 sheets of paper, just blank sheets of paper. And do you guys remember mind maps? When we had to do mind maps in school, we're going to make some mind maps. So 3 to 5 things, and when I say, what do you most deeply value? What comes to mind? And it can be anything. So I'm not even going to give you any examples because then that has a tendency to steer people in that direction. So whatever it is, 3 to 5 things that you most deeply value, and you put that in a center circle. And then what are the components of that? So you draw a little line and then another circle. And then what's the component? All right, so I have to give you an example. Poop. One of the things I most deeply value is humor. So I put humor in the center circle. And then on the off branch, there's a little line, and then I put relationships, because humor comes through my relationships as well. And then certain people show up. And then humor, so stand-up would be another line. And then as a creative adventure, stand-up would be another line. So humor is the center, and there's all these branches of humor that I now have my mind map, and this is something that I most highly value in my life. So you're going to do 3 to 5 of those, however many show up. And then I want us to start in our lives when we're having trouble making decisions or figuring out what we want to do with our time. Cross-reference your choice with those little mind maps. Like, okay, if I'm going to watch Grey's Anatomy for 6 hours, is that part of something I most deeply value? Probably not. Or if you've been invited to a party or a baby shower or whatever that you don't really want to go to, but you feel like you should, right? All of us are stuck in that all the time. Like, I don't really deeply value this, but I feel like I should do it, so I'm going to do that. So we check cross-reference against these mind maps and say, no, you know what? I don't want to go to that concert because I don't even like that band. And I just saw this person yesterday and we had a great time, so I don't feel like I need to spend more time with them. Does that make sense? I'm pretty excited about this. And I haven't done this yet either, but I'm going to. So I want you to comment on whatever form you're watching this video in. So if you're watching it from Facebook, comment on Facebook. And if you're watching it from YouTube, from the email, comment on YouTube. So how you're going to comment so that I know that you've completed your task is to say the word, one of the words of the thing you most highly value, and then say done, period. Yeah? So I'd say humor, done, period. That it's done, that I finished this task. These little tasks bring things to the surface in our lives. They really truly make a difference. They're kind of easy, but we don't spend time on those things, most of us in our lives. So we don't get into this stuff. Do you know? Do you know what you most highly value in your life? Can you answer that question right now? I think it's interesting that we can't answer that question, most of us. So there's your task, and you're going to write the name that comes in the center of your mind map and then done, period. Let's see how we do. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.